you might feel okay today. Maybe you got out of bed a little slower than usual, poured yourself a cup of tea, shuffled to your favorite chair, and turned on the morning news. Just another quiet morning. But what if I told you something inside your body could already be signaling the beginning of the end, and you don't even know it yet? This isn't meant to scare you. This is meant to protect you. Because some of the first signs that your body is shutting down are not dramatic. They're not like the movies. They are subtle, quiet, and easy to ignore. They're the kind of changes only doctors are trained to notice, but you can too if you know what to look for. So today we're going to talk openly, gently and honestly, about the hidden signs that you may be closer to death than you think. But more importantly, how to recognize them early, how to respond, and how to give yourself the best possible chance to keep living fully, beautifully, and meaningfully. Let's start with the first silent signal. Number 1, you're sleeping more than usual, and it's not just tiredness. As we get older, it's normal to need a little more rest, but there's a difference between healthy rest and your body beginning to withdraw from the world. If you found yourself sleeping most of the day, nodding off after meals, or struggling to stay awake during conversations, this could be more than just fatigue. It might be a sign your body is slowing its systems down. Doctors often see this increased drowsiness in patients nearing the final chapter of life, even weeks or months before more obvious symptoms show. It's not laziness, it's not boredom, it's biological. Your body is conserving energy, and that shift, when it happens subtly over time, can often be a quiet red flag. Take this example. Joan, a 75-year-old woman who lived alone, used to get up at 7, walk to her mailbox, and call her sister before lunch. But slowly she began sleeping until 10, skipping breakfast and dozing off while watching TV in the afternoon. No pain, no drama, just more and more sleep. Her family thought she was just getting older, but when they brought her to her doctor, tests revealed her heart was weakening, her body was working harder to keep up, and sleep was her only relief. So, what should you do if this sounds like you? Don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Keep a journal of your daily energy patterns. Let your doctor know. And most of all, listen to your body without brushing it off. If it's whispering, don't wait for it to scream. Number 2, loss of appetite and sudden weight drop. The silent signal of a body in retreat. It's not unusual for our taste buds to change with age, that's true. But if you suddenly find yourself skipping meals, pushing food around on your plate, or forgetting to eat entirely, your body might be giving up the desire to fuel itself. Doctors call this cachexia, a syndrome where your body stops using nutrients properly and you begin to lose weight and muscle even without trying. It's common in the months or weeks before serious illness or decline. Think back. When was the last time you truly enjoyed a meal, not just ate it out of habit or politeness, but felt real hunger and satisfaction? Mary, a retired teacher, loved her morning toast and coffee, but over time she started skipping meals. Her daughter noticed her pants were loose. She waved it off, saying she was just less hungry lately, but the truth was more serious. Her body was slowly entering a catabolic state, using muscle for energy. This isn't just about weight, it's about vitality. If you're losing more than 5 pounds in a month without trying, that's a red flag. If you no longer feel thirsty or forget to drink water, your internal systems may be slowing down. Here's what to do. Start by monitoring your meals. Write down what you're eating, how much, and how often. If you're losing interest in food, let a family member or your doctor know. Nutritional support and appetite-stimulating options are available, and early action can change everything. Number 3, you're withdrawing socially, not because you want to, but because you can't keep up. One of the earliest signs that a person is nearing the final season of life is something that's easy to overlook: social withdrawal. Not because you don't care, but because it simply becomes too tiring to engage. Have you started skipping family phone calls, avoiding social visits, or feeling overwhelmed by even short conversations? Maybe you used to attend Sunday service or community group meetings, and now you find excuses not to go. This is more than personality change. It can be a sign of cognitive or emotional decline, Doctors often notice that when patients begin withdrawing, it's a signal that their inner world is taking precedence over the outer one. It's the mind preparing for a quiet space. The body knows, even if you don't, that it needs to turn inward. Think of Mr. Harold, once the life of every bingo night. Suddenly he stopped showing up. His neighbors assumed he was just grumpy, but when his daughter checked in, he was confused, disoriented, and said he just wanted to rest his mind. A medical check revealed early signs of dementia and heart irregularities. Social isolation is not just lonely, it's dangerous. Here's what you can do. Let someone in. If you're feeling withdrawn, don't carry that burden in silence. Even just telling a loved one, "I'm feeling off lately," can be a step toward better health. Staying socially connected doesn't mean putting on a brave face. It means allowing others to walk with you through your journey. Number 4, subtle confusion or forgetfulness that feels different than normal aging. Everyone forgets where they left their glasses once in a while. That's not what we're talking about. This is something deeper, something more disorienting. If you find yourself unsure of what day it is, and not once but regularly, or walking into a room and forgetting why you're there, or struggling to follow a simple conversation you would have easily understood before, these may be early signs that something more serious is happening neurologically. Doctors often describe this as terminal delirium, a form of confusion that appears as the body approaches the end of life. But it doesn't always look extreme. It can be quiet, slipping in like a fog over the mind. Think of Frank, a man who always managed the household bills. One month he forgot to pay them. The next, he couldn't remember how to write a check. His wife thought it was just senior moments, until she noticed he seemed dazed even in familiar places. He was later diagnosed with vascular dementia. The point is, changes in mental clarity are a big deal, and when they come on suddenly or feel different than normal forgetfulness, they deserve attention. Here's what to do. Don't suffer in silence. Tell someone. Your doctor can do simple cognitive tests, blood work, and check for medication side effects. In some cases, confusion can be reversed if caught early. But if it is the beginning of decline, you still deserve support, dignity, and peace. Number 5, unexplained shortness of breath, even without activity. You're just sitting down, not walking, not climbing stairs, yet your chest feels heavy. You breathe faster. You can't quite catch your breath. This isn't normal aging. This is a warning. Shortness of breath while resting is one of the most concerning signs doctors look for. It can signal heart failure, lung disease, fluid buildup, or even an impending heart event. And sometimes, it comes on so subtly we ignore it until it's too late. Mrs. Langley, 82, was knitting in her recliner when she suddenly felt winded. She hadn't walked, hadn't eaten. She just couldn't get air in. Her daughter called 911. It turned out she was in the early stages of congestive heart failure. What saved her wasn't medication, it was attention. Someone noticed. So please, if you feel breathless doing simple things or doing nothing at all, don't wait. Track the symptoms. Are they worse at night? When lying flat? After eating? Share these details with your doctor. Breathing is life, and changes in your breathing are never something to shrug off. Number 6. A sudden change in skin color, nails, or temperature. The body's quiet cry for help. Have you looked at your hands lately? Your fingernails? The color of your skin? Your body speaks in whispers before it ever screams. Doctors often notice early warning signs in the skin and extremities. A slight bluish tint to your lips or fingertips, especially when you're not cold. Skin that looks pale, waxy, or unusually dry. Toenails growing brittle, yellow, or curling strangely. Feet that feel cold even in warm rooms. These changes might not seem important, but they're your circulatory system waving a flag. Poor circulation, often due to heart issues, reduced oxygen levels, or even kidney trouble, shows itself first in the small places. Your skin and nails are like mirrors, reflecting what's going on inside. A fading pink color could mean oxygen isn't moving well through your body. Cold feet might mean your heart is struggling to keep blood flowing to your limbs. Let's talk about Joe, a gentle 84-year-old man who loved to sit outside on his porch. One afternoon, his daughter noticed his lips were slightly purple and his fingers were icy to the touch. He hadn't complained. He didn't feel pain, but he said he felt kind of off. They went to urgent care. Joe was diagnosed with low oxygen saturation and had developed fluid in his lungs without even knowing it. Had they waited a few more days, his outcome might have been very different. Here's what to look for: a change in nail texture or color, swelling or puffiness in feet and ankles, pale or blotchy skin that doesn't return to color quickly, purple lips or hands. Here's what to do. Don't assume it's just age. Take note of these changes. Snap a photo. Share them with a doctor or caregiver. Your skin is one of the most visible health indicators, and often the most overlooked. Number 7. Your gut is slowing down. Digestive issues that might mean something more. We don't often talk about digestion, but we should, especially later in life. If you've started to notice that your bowel habits have changed, maybe you're constipated for days or you're having loose stools regularly, it's easy to dismiss as a side effect of diet or medication, but consistent changes in your digestive rhythm can sometimes be signs of bigger issues. Here's why. As the body prepares for decline, the digestive system is one of the first to slow down. Food takes longer to process, muscles in the gut become less effective, and appetite, and as we mentioned earlier, fades. But if waste builds up, it can cause nausea, confusion, and even infection. A woman named Eileen, age 79, started avoiding meals because she said food just sat there. She felt bloated, gassy, and full, even after a few bites. She thought it was indigestion, but her doctor found she had a bowel obstruction that was putting pressure on her system, a life-threatening situation if left untreated. Bloating, constipation, chronic indigestion, or unexplained weight loss should never be ignored. Here's what to do. Keep track of your bowel movements. Stay hydrated. Lack of water can worsen everything. Don't be embarrassed to talk about gut health with your doctor. It might feel awkward, but it could save your life. And always listen to your gut, literally. Discomfort is the body's early alarm system. Your digestive system is like a mirror of your internal health. When it slows down, something else often is too. Number 8. A deep, unshakable sense of something isn't right. Trusting your inner wisdom. This one is harder to explain, but if you felt it, you know what I mean. There are moments, quiet, still moments, where something inside you whispers, something's not right. You can't point to a pain. There's no fever, no dramatic symptom, but something deep in your bones that feels off. Doctors call this pre-terminal awareness. Hospice nurses often report that patients know instinctively when something has shifted. It might come in dreams, in a sudden sense of peace, or an unexplained feeling of detachment. It's the body and the soul beginning to transition. Now, this doesn't always mean the end is near, but it does mean we should pay attention, because your body has carried you through decades of life. It knows things science can't measure. Take Mr. Clifton, an 88-year-old jazz pianist. One morning he told his wife, "I think my time is coming." He wasn't ill, just quiet, reflective. He asked to hear his favorite record, and he called his grandson to say goodbye, just in case. 2 days later, he passed peacefully in his sleep. His body knew. If you feel this kind of deep awareness, don't ignore it, but don't fear it either. Here's what to do. Speak to someone, a loved one, a spiritual guide, your doctor. Share your feelings, even if they seem vague. Prepare your heart for peace, not panic. Revisit your wishes, talk to your family, and take each day as a gift, because sometimes the soul is simply asking for presence. You are not alone in this feeling, and you are not crazy. It is your deepest wisdom speaking. Closing message, a gentle reminder of hope, strength, and the time you still have. So now you've heard the quiet signs, the subtle whispers, the gentle knocks your body might be using to get your attention. But here's what I want you to take with you. Just because these signs may appear, doesn't mean your story is ending. It means it's time to listen more carefully, to love your body more deeply, and to make every moment count even more than before. You've come so far. You've survived heartbreaks, losses, victories, and miracles. You've raised children. You've laughed and cried and prayed and dreamed. This moment, right now, is not about fear. It's about preparation, awareness, empowerment. Let your days be filled with grace, not dread. Let your heart stay curious, and let your loved ones know you're still here, and you still matter. And please, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. If this video helped you feel informed, comforted, or supported, give it a like, share it with a friend, leave a comment about your experience, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're here to walk with you through every stage of life with love, compassion, and truth. Because in the end, it's not about how many days we have. It's about how deeply we live the ones that are left. You are not alone, and your life still matters.